On April 28, 2024, Dubai's leaders authorized a $35 billion gamble. Not a new runway, but a city-sized airport built from scratch, promising to eclipse every hub on Earth and targeting 260 million travelers a year. But as global aviation stutters and past expansions hit their limits, is this world-first aviation city Dubai's boldest win or its most perilous bet? The real stakes and the hidden risks start here. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum's decree on April 28, 2024, did not arrive as a mere gesture of ambition. It was a direct answer to the reality that Dubai International Airport, for all its global fame, is running out of space and time. Last year, DXB handled 87 million passengers and nearly 2 million tons of cargo. Every corner of its terminals, every hour on its runways, now strains under demand. The $4.1 billion poured into Concourse 3 back in 2006 bought a decade of dominance. But today, even that scale is dwarfed by the city's needs. Dubai's planners faced a clear choice: patchwork upgrades or a leap into the future. The numbers left little room for debate. Projections show air traffic could more than double in the next 2 decades, outstripping anything DXB's footprint can handle. Physical expansion is boxed in by highways, neighborhoods, and the city's own relentless growth. Any further upgrades would mean shutting down runways, disrupting flights, and risking Dubai's status as the world's busiest international hub. Instead, the city's leadership authorized a project on a scale the aviation world has never seen. The new airport at Al Maktoum International is not an add-on or an extension. It is a master-planned aviation city, designed from the ground up to handle the future. The blueprint calls for 5 parallel runways and 400 gates, more than any airport on Earth. The site will cover nearly 27 square miles, with capacity for 260 million passengers and 13 million tons of cargo every year. At full build-out, it will be 5 times larger than DXB. Sheikh Mohammed said they are building a new project for future generations, ensuring continuous and stable development for generations to come. The vision is not just about scale, but about flexibility. Instead of retrofitting old terminals, the new hub will integrate automated baggage, passenger flows, and cargo logistics from day one. The goal is clear: create an airport that can adapt to technologies and demands still decades away. With this decree, Dubai's leadership is staking its economic legacy on the idea that only a purpose-built, next-generation hub can keep the emirate at the center of global aviation. The cost, $35 billion, is as bold as the ambition. But for Dubai, the alternative is stagnation, a future where the city's runways fall silent as travelers and airlines look elsewhere. The stakes now stretch far beyond airport walls, touching every sector tied to Dubai's role as a crossroads of the world. Cargo sits at the heart of Dubai's aviation future, not just as a supporting act, but as the driving force behind the new airport's economic promise. The target is 13 million tons of cargo throughput each year, a 7-fold leap from what Dubai International handled at its peak. For Emirates, this is more than a logistical upgrade. The airline has pledged between $10 and $12 billion to anchor its future at Al Maktoum, investing in new hangars, catering centers, and maintenance bases that will shape the backbone of the airport's operations. This commitment signals confidence, but it also raises the stakes. Emirates is betting its global dominance on a project still in its early stages. The economic ripple extends far beyond the airport's perimeter. Aviation already supports 1/3 of Dubai's gross domestic product, fueling jobs in logistics, hospitality, and trade. With e-commerce volumes surging and supply chains shifting eastward, the promise of a mega hub able to process millions of tons of freight each year is too lucrative to ignore. Planners argue that only a purpose-built city, with seamless integration between air, rail, and road, can keep Dubai ahead of rivals like Riyadh or Istanbul. The vision is ambitious, but the numbers, 13 million tons of cargo and 260 million passengers, demand it. Yet for all the optimism, a gap remains where the environmental case should be. On paper, the airport touts green ambitions, a 39 megawatt solar array, the largest in the region, designed to generate more than 60,000 megawatt hours annually, and to offset 23,000 tons of carbon dioxide. Dubai Airports has set targets to use 25% clean energy by 2030, aiming for 100% by 2050. Those operational offsets are a step forward, but they only scratch the surface. The airport's construction, steel, concrete, and glass stretched across 27 square miles carries a carbon footprint that no public document has yet quantified. Despite federal law requiring environmental impact assessments for projects of this scale, no public environmental impact assessment has surfaced for the $35 billion expansion. There is no formal accounting of habitat loss, water use, or the embodied emissions from the build itself. For environmental groups, this silence is troubling. The desert site may seem empty, but the impact of cooling, desalination, and increased air traffic will be felt for decades. Without transparency or independent review, claims of sustainability remain aspirational. The airport's economic future is mapped in detail. Its environmental story, for now, is written in the margins. The turning point for Al Maktoum International came not from a single announcement, but from a convergence of new forecasts, financial confidence, and a modular construction strategy designed for resilience. In late 2022, updated projections showed that Dubai's air traffic would far exceed even the most optimistic pre-pandemic estimates. That surge in expected demand provided the justification planners needed to move beyond hesitation. But numbers alone were not enough. What truly unlocked momentum was a signal from beyond Dubai, a $3.5 billion expression of interest from UK Export Finance, delivered in 2025. This was more than a financial pledge. It was a vote of global confidence that reassured both local authorities and international contractors that the project was real and worth betting on. With that backing, Dubai Aviation Engineering Projects, known as DAEP, set the phased roadmap into motion. The first stage is not a half measure. By the early 2030s, Phase 1 aims to deliver capacity for 150 million passengers each year, almost double what Dubai International can handle today. This initial build includes Concourse 1, a new runway, energy centers, and the backbone of the airport's underground baggage and logistics systems. Instead of waiting for every piece to be finished, the plan is to bring key sections online as soon as they are ready, allowing operations to scale up in real time. Integration is central to this approach. The airport will be stitched into Dubai's wider transport network from the start, with direct rail links to Etihad Rail and the metro. This means that passengers and cargo can flow seamlessly between air, road, and rail, reducing bottlenecks and future-proofing the airport against shifting travel patterns. For DAEP, this modular adaptive strategy is both a response to past delays and a hedge against future uncertainty. By building in phases and aligning each one with secure funding and proven demand, Dubai is trying to avoid the pitfalls that have stalled other mega projects around the world. 5 runways demand choreography on a scale rarely attempted. Each arrival, each departure, must thread through a web of moving aircraft, ground vehicles, and live construction. The promise is seamless flow, yet the margin for error narrows with every additional runway. At Al Maktoum, the sequencing of takeoffs and landings across 5 parallel strips will rely on automation and human vigilance working in lockstep. No public data exists on the mean time between failures for these critical systems. Without disclosure, the true resilience of the airport's backbone remains an open question. The baggage system is designed to move millions of bags per week, snaking beneath terminals in a labyrinth of conveyors, sensors, and robotic sorters. In theory, the network can reroute around blockages and recover from disruptions. In practice, even a minor software glitch or mechanical jam could cascade through the system, delaying thousands of travelers. The lack of published reliability metrics leaves analysts wary. As one independent expert put it, with this level of complexity, a single failure can ripple across the entire airport. October 2025 brought the first visible signs of progress. Tower cranes rose over the desert, concrete poured into new foundations, and the skeletons of concourses began to take shape. The site, dormant for years, is now a hive of activity. Yet beneath the momentum, the specter of hidden failure modes lingers. No project of this scale has ever achieved flawless integration on the first attempt. The world watches as Dubai bets its future on systems that must work from day one, but whose vulnerabilities are still being mapped. The line between resilience and overbuild remains razor thin, and the answers will only come as steel and software are tested in the real world. Today, Dubai is betting $35 billion that global travel will keep rising, even as aviation faces its most uncertain era in decades. The world's largest airport is more than a landmark. It is a wager on tomorrow's connections. Will the world keep moving fast enough to fill it? Share your thoughts below.